Hello, welcome to the Baby's Booty. I am Eve, and we are going to be discussing sublimation today. We are going to do some really cool things that I have come across and was like, oh my God. Some I've learned in other groups, a couple of things I found on my own, and all of them are extremely affordable to get into sublimation. One of them you'll have to order, but the rest you can go pick up locally. How cool is that? So let's get right into it, and let me say hi to everyone. We have Miss Betty in here, Miss Shannon Hingle. Hello, Lupe. Hello, you made he said he made it on time. Welcome. Miss Catherine, Miss Carol Coleman, Miss Leela Nelson, So Crafty. Hello, Angela Chase. Hello to you as well. Paula Muhammad says hello. Will is here. Hello, Will. How are you? Pearl Lucas. Hi. Miss Ethel Smith. Good evening. How do you like what Cricut is doing with infusible ink? I was on the fence with it at first. However, Will mentioned one really cool perk about it, and we'll get into that in a moment. So that's going to be an interesting part to our discussion as well. Miss Betty L says, I haven't been feeling too good, so I haven't been on here lately. I am sorry to hear that, but I am glad that right now you're well enough to join us, and hopefully you will enjoy the broadcast and it'll take your mind off of some of the ailments that you've been having to deal with lately. I am so sorry, and hopefully you are on the mend. That's what our wish is for you. Miss Sandra Clements says hello. Shannon Hingle says to Miss Betty, hope you feel better as well. Kingsbury Craft says hello. Little Miss Boutique says hello. Miss Eve, hello everyone. Hello my dear, how are you? Valerie says hey from stormy Columbus, Georgia. Man, it's been pouring down here as well. Not quite storming today, but just downpours. So we've been getting really wet. Brenda Golden, hello, how are you? Cheryl Ann Peters says hi everyone. Hi Eve, hello, how are you? Kathy says hello. Yolanda Brown says hello. I am so happy to join in, and we're happy to have you here. Thank you. Little Miss Boutique is trying to tell me we got to ring the bell for her. Are we gonna ring the bell? Let me know. Jessica says hello. Jessica from Puerto Rico, good to see you. Hi everyone. Well, hello my love, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us today on the Baby's Booty channel. Little Miss Boutique, am I ringing the bell for you today? Please let me know, because you said guess what you got. I want to know what it is that you have. Did you get a sublimation printer? I think you were already doing sublimation if I'm not mistaken. She says yes. I'm ringing the bell. Okay, cool. Miss Marianne Reddick says hello everyone. Hashtag hoop group. Hashtag hoop group to everyone that's in here. Thank you for promoting our hashtag. We definitely want folks to find us so that we can get our little group going super strong. We're already at almost 600 in the hoop group. How crazy is that? It was like overnight, all of a sudden it blew up on me. So it's like trying to keep up with everything at one time is a daunting task. So if I don't get right to your question, please don't be too upset with me. All right. So let's see. Ronnie's Rap says hello. Dorothy Gaston, hello from St. Louis. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Kingsbury Craft says hashtag hoop group as well. So we are excited. She's got the 10 needle Ricoma. Little Miss Boutique busted up in here with the granddaddy Ricoma 10 needle embroidery machine. Ma'am, this bell is for show for you. Congratulations. 10 needles, holler. That's that celebration. Celebrate good. Let me stop because my singing voice ain't, Congratulations, love. That's what's up. Please be sure to let us know what you're working on with all 10 of them needles. Don't be stingy and be keeping needles to yourself. We want to know what's going on with them 10 needles too. All right. So you better be posting pictures so that I can see. That's what's up. Congratulations. How do you like it so far? I've not heard of anybody with the Ricoma in the group just yet. So please be sure to weigh in on how it's been so far and what you think about it. All right, so that's what's up. Miss Sandra Clements, thank you very much. Thank you. It is itching the crap out of me, I'm trying to tell you. It has been years since I've had any kind of braiding done in my hair, and I was think, oh yeah, I'm go protective and blah blah blah. Me and my daughter and my aunt put this, and my cousin put this together. It was a collective effort, and yeah, I'm suffering a little bit, but I got compliments everywhere, even though I'm just like, woo, if only y'all knew what it took to get to this point. But thank you, I do appreciate that for sure. Diana Henderson says hello everyone from Indiana. Welcome. Angelia Baker, hello, how are you? You say you're still in training? Yeah, it's gonna take training to get used to all them needles, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, that's what's up. And Miss Donna Webster is in here. It was nice to meet you today. Miss Donna traveled to Charlotte by train last week, and I did get to go meet with her today and say hello. So if you are in the Charlotte area and I don't have a million things going on and grandbabies popping up and watching grandbabies and stuff like that, then I don't mind coming to say hi, you know, meeting you on location somewhere. So please definitely reach out if you do decide to come to Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Catherine, I appreciate that. Oh man, and Nedra says hi from Riverdale, California. Welcome, thank you for joining us from the West Coast. Miss Barbara Nance is in the house. Hello my love, how are you? And Nancy Faust as well. Hello to all from Iowa, she says. Holler. And Kathy says congratulations, even though she says, okay, congratulations on your machine. I know what you meant, homegirl. So yes, that is a huge accomplishment. 10 needles is nothing to joke about, right? So I want to point out something. All right, so I have heat press 15 by 15 number 1 sitting right here. Okay, so this heat press is purchased off of Amazon. It was $179. It's 15 by 15. It's the ePhoto incorporated heat press. I have been using this for, well, I think it's been over a year. It's been over a year. I've went home, forgot to cut it off, come back a day later, this sucker still over here piping hot, and was like, oh my god, you know, stupid stuff like that where I've left it on, had it in the rain, you know, crazy mess, and it still works. All right, so I don't know who all is out here spreading stuff saying that the heat press is off Amazon. Don't know, this one has been a workhorse. All right, and when I did finally break something on it, which was a couple of weeks ago, I called them up, was like, look, I need this part, and they sent me the new control module, popped it right in and crunked right back up. So that is an excellent heat press. This other guy over here, I don't know what the measurement of the heat press on this thing is because I forgot to look it up prior to coming online. Can you see it? Okay, so today we are going to do something I've never done. We're going to do a mug live here on the YouTube. Okay, so I've never pressed a mug before, never used this attachment. This is the first time this attachment has been turned on. So this heat press came with the flat platen for shirts or whatever, and I forget the size of the platen. It's not 15 by 15. It's a lot smaller than that, but it's a pretty decent size. I can still do shirts with it if I need to, and I did use it as a backup shirt heat press. Okay, this I also have listed in my Amazon store. The link to my store is down below. If you would like to purchase through my affiliate link, we would appreciate it, because any proceeds from that comes back to the channel, and we definitely use the Amazon money that comes back to the channel. And this came with the shirt, the flat platen. It came with a plate press. Okay, so I can press 2 different size plates. If I'm remembering correctly, there's 2 different size heat platens for plates. It also came with a hat press. Okay, the hat press, I meant to bring it in here so I could show the hat press to y'all. The plate one is put up, and the platen, like this one over here, I left that out there. That sucker's heavy. It's really heavy, so I wasn't trying to bring that too. But it came with that and the mug press. Okay, and I want to say, don't get me to lying on how much this thing was, because I don't remember, but it is in the hoop group, in the Amazon store, and I want to say it wasn't much different in price than the 15 by 15. Okay, so somewhere around in there was the same price, because I don't recall paying over 200 for a heat press. I might have and don't remember. So that's how my memory goes these days. But we're going to do a mug today. We're actually planning on doing a couple of mugs to show you how cool it is, how you can do some things inexpensively. Okay. Also, we are going to discuss some of the things that I have found locally that you can heat press on. One of them, I really wish I had brought my hat heat press in so that I could press that right here, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do it. But I did press one part of it, and I'm gonna show that to you and tell you where you can get the other part to it and be able to press it. I know I'm talking riddles, and I apologize. I want to get the stuff as we get to it, because I'm just like so excited. And then I have one thing, actually, if I can get a hold to it and we have enough time, I have two things that I've purchased from JDS Supply that are very affordable. Those two you will have to order and set up an account with JDS, and you will have to order it. But the cool thing is, once you order it and it comes in the mail, they're pretty affordable. All right, they're not too terribly tragic to invest in and then press them and sell them. All right, so let's see, we want to make sure that I cover everything. I'm gonna go back to chat and make sure that I don't forget anything. Patty O, hey Patty O, how are you? Heather Butler says hello everyone from Northwest Arkansas. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for being here. Little Miss Boutique says you love doing mugs. Well, this is going to be my very first time, so if we screw up, we screw up. If we don't, then yes. Right, we're going to try it out. Miss Eartha Lewis says hi, even everyone in the Who group. Hello, hello, how are you? Barbara Nance says your son got you a hot press from FB Market. I have used it to press fat quarters, but it doesn't take the folds out, and it does get hot. A regular iron does better. Well, I will tell you this. I have tried to use my 15 by 15 for pressing pieces for, like, for instance, the other day when I was working on my chip bags, I was pressing some fabric, because not the chip bags. What was I making? The rainbow pouch. Sorry, not this. The rainbow pouch. I was pressing the pieces for the applique, and it really didn't take the creases out. I was like, oh, stupid thing, I don't know why this isn't working. But I can see where an iron would work, because I know the steam will help release those creases as well. So an iron in a lot of instances will do better. Marianne says purchase a silicone pad and it will help with the pressure to remove the folds in the fabric. Is heat rated for 500 degrees and very thin. So that's what's up. Thank you, Little Miss Boutique. I hope so anyway. Tanya Powell says hey. Jill E says hey all. Hello to the both of you. And Will says I do enjoy mugs myself. I do need to get a press for them, and this was really cool. I'm glad it came with it, because otherwise that would be a standalone purchase, and we don't want to have to do a standalone purchase. So one of the other things someone mentioned, I put a poll in the Hoop group earlier today, a few hours ago, asking what should we discuss today, whether we will do sublimation that's affordable and you could make some good money off of it, or if we would do the pouch. And one person pointed out that she wanted to know what software I was using to do the pictures for sublimation. And she also asked me to do a link for the video for the candy pouch, the 4x4, and I haven't made that. I was considering doing it live, so that means now I'm gonna have to record the 4x4, so I'll go back and link it in the bottom of this description, but that will come later this week. Okay, and I'll definitely put that out there, because I have the candy wrapper right here to use for that 4x4 pouch. I cut it out in the other video and didn't actually make it. It's this Jolly Rancher, so I'm super excited about making this 4x4 pouch, because I grew up with Jolly Ranchers and love hard candy. All right, so let's get started. First of all, I do have a section in the Amazon store for sublimation. Okay, so there is a section for sublimation, and I'm pretty sure I put blanks in that part of the Amazon store. So I don't know if I put the koozies there or not. Koozies are extremely affordable and they sublimate beautifully. I don't have one in here to show you. I wish I had of, but I didn't bring it in here. It's in the warehouse part of my studio. So those are affordable. I want to mention that first. But we're looking at trying to find, so Amazon has quite a few things. So if you go on Amazon, even following the link in the description and then type sublimation, you'll pull up quite a few things. Just make sure that you read the reviews, because there are some things out there that people are saying, yes, this is for sublimation. But when you read the reviews, you find out people can't sublimate on them actually, and it turns out terrible. So I don't know why folks would say that it's for sublimation. All right, so Amazon is a good place to look. So if you have Amazon Prime and you get your free shipping, Amazon is an excellent way to go to get, as I've mentioned before, get your printer, your ink, your paper, sublimation paper, or your regular printer paper that you can sublimate with, as well as quite a few blanks are available on Amazon, very affordable. All right, and again, that's in the description below. But say you're just getting started with sublimation and you want to just try it out just to see if it will work. Make sure, yeah, am I going to be able to get this to go through? All right, so we're going to start bargain basement. I mean, like complete bottom of the barrel, right? So I took a trip to Dollar Tree, right, and I started searching around for some things that you can sublimate on. One of the things that I did find at Dollar Tree that you can sublimate on, which I didn't bring it in here, are socks. Okay, they do have a pack of socks. You just need to make sure that they say polyester, okay, that they have a high polyester count. 50-50 you can sublimate on, but when you wash it, it'll probably come out some. So let's look for a higher count of polyester. But what you really want to look for is something that says 100% polyester. All right, so just to have some fun, just to have something to do, just to try it out, I found these washcloths at Dollar Tree. All right, and right up here at the very top, what does it say? 100% polyester. All right, so that means this is absolutely perfect for sublimation. All right, and your general rule of thumb with sublimation is between 385 400 degrees for about 60 seconds, and you can sublimate on these. All right, so I did sublimate one already, and here it is. It's a picture of my babies when they were babies, because I absolutely love this. Is one of my favorite pictures. It's black and white, so I printed it out and then I pressed it on a cloth. All right, one of these cloths, and it's 10.5 inches roughly by 10.5 inches, and we'll get into that here in a moment to show you how simple things you can do to get started in sublimation. Don't make it complicated, because it really is not that complicated to get into doing sublimation. It just really isn't. So definitely this is something that you can do, and we'll sublimate one while we're here online. So what I'm going to do, and I kind of don't want to do this because y'all know how my internet be straight tripping and acting up, but I'm going to try to switch over to Publisher and show you how I actually get my pictures set up so that I can print them out and sublimate the picture. Okay, now first off, actually, you're going to need a tape measure whenever you're working with something like this, because what people want to, one of the first things they want to do is, okay, well, I bought this, but how do I know what size picture to sublimate? Or how do I know I don't have a template? You don't have to have a template. You just have to have a good idea of what you want. All right, and then you can create from there. So what I start out with is get the cloth, and then I measure it, and all it takes is just getting your tape measure out and measuring from one side to the other, and then likewise across. And it doesn't matter what you're using, because one of the things that we're going to sublimate today is a bag. All right, so that bag, you just measure the flap one side and one side up. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's rounded, then you just have to remember, okay, your picture is going to be a square. You don't necessarily have to round off the picture in order to make it work. As long as the picture fits that area, then you're good. Okay, so Don't ever make this more difficult than what it is, because it really isn't. It's pretty simple to do. Okay, so let me see if I can switch us over to Microsoft Publisher, because that's what I use. Okay, and let's go here, and here is Microsoft Publisher. Okay, and let me know in the chat, because I'm gonna keep my eye on my chat over here on my phone to make sure that I can see if anything lags or lag spike or whatever the case may be. So here is my baby's picture, as I mentioned before, and as you see, it is sized on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I'm gonna start from scratch. This is Microsoft Publisher. All right, it comes with the Microsoft suite, usually the professional suite. So if you have Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you could actually do this with PowerPoint too. PowerPoint Publisher is a part of that suite. So I'm going to add a page. Okay, so here is a blank page, and one of the first things that I do is I change the margins. So I go to this tab up here that says Page Design, and then I go to Margins, and I make my margins narrow because I want to fit as much on this 8.5 by 11 sheet that I possibly can, especially if what media I'm working with is bigger than that cloth. Okay, so that's first and foremost, and then of course you do your orientation, whether it's going to be long ways, which is landscape, or you're going to go up and down, which is portrait. So in my instance, I have been working with side to side, and now we'll go back to where it says, let's see, we'll do insert. And you can just insert a picture if you want to. There's a couple of ways to do this. Now I'm going to, again, remember I told you that the cloth is 10.5 by 10.5. So I'm going to get this picture of my grandson with all his money. And one of the things you want to do is check your size. Okay, so the size of the picture here is right up above it. See, it's 7.82 by 9.22. So you can resize this. So we can't go 10.5 tall because our paper size is only 8.5. Okay, or basically 8 inches, because my margins, I tried, Will, to do borderless, and it still didn't work for me. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I do roughly 8.5 inches tall, but wide I can go 10.5, but it may distort the picture. So let's move this to 8, and then here the 9.43. Let's see what it does if I do 10.5. Okay, so it changed the size up and down, so it's keeping the relative size. So one of the things that you can do to stop that from happening is you right click on it and then select Format Picture. Okay, so you format the picture and then click on where it says Size, and under Size right here it shows the height and the width. We want to untick this Lock Aspect Ratio. So we don't want to let it lock itself to keeping it close to the same size that it was, and it's just, you know, dragging it out diagonally. We want to change it no matter how it's going to look. So I untick that. All right, and now up here we still have the 10.5. I'm gonna go back and change this back to 8, and then I'm gonna hit OK. So see how it squished it a little bit, but it's still the right size that I need it to be. So I moved it over, and now when I select to print, it's going to print the entire sheet, and then we'll be able to press it on this cloth, and it won't fill the cloth top to bottom, but it will side to side. Okay, so we are going to go to File, then we'll go to Print, and then what I'm going to do is print page 3, because that's the page that my grandbaby is on. And cool thing is, printer properties, you want to make sure, now I always do standard quality now, and keep in mind that we're just playing around with the cloth. We're just trying it out just to see how it's going to work. So I'm not going to do any high quality, and I actually don't ever print on high quality. You can, I don't, because I haven't noticed that much of a difference. So you want to go up here to more options, as Will showed in his video, and make sure that mirror image is selected, because we want to make sure we can read these Benjamins clearly the way they're supposed to be read. All right, so we're going to hit OK, and I don't know why my publisher blanks out like that, but it does. So now I'm gonna hit print, and that's how easy it is to set up a print for what you're trying to do. All right, so let me go back to my normal screen, and let me go and put that there. That's there. And now what I'm going to do is see why that's dinging at me and not printing out the picture like it's supposed to back there, because I know I put paper in there. And maybe I didn't put paper in there, because I know I'm bad about forgetting to do stuff. So I'm going to move this and go put paper in the printer. And I got these hot presses going on over here too, y'all. So, oh, I didn't put paper in it. Boy, I tell you, getting old is a travesty. All right. All right. Uh-oh, what's going on? I hope it didn't jam. Watch it do something crazy while I'm live, because that's just how stuff goes when you live. That's when stuff want to act up. And it's looking like it ain't wanting to print either. It ain't wanting to print. Nope, it didn't print out. We're going to try it again and see what's going on, because that's how things go. And while I'm trying to reprint it, I'm going to look and see what chat we got going on. Uh-oh, Miss Karen Caldwell had to leave. She'll watch tomorrow, promise, with walking and back on the walker. Oh, no. Okay. Let me know. Yeah, GIMP is a good one, too. Thank you, Will, for letting folks know what's going on as far as other things that you can use. Debbie Hobbs is here from Ohio. Paula Thomas is here. Hello, welcome. Debbie D is here. Hello, how are you? You've used those? Okay, sweet. Catherine says she loves it. Yes. Jessica, Miss Debbie, that's what's up. Will says you have some and you thought about those. Yeah, when I saw them, I was like, yeah, we definitely doing these because they're cheap. You get four for $1, so 25 cents to make a little cleaning cloth. You can't get any easier than that. Terry says hello from Mississippi. Shannon Hingle says looks good. Sequita says she used Silhouette to print your sublimation designs. There are tons and tons and tons of programs out there that you can use to print your designs. It really is, and it doesn't have to be anything extreme. It really doesn't. As a matter of fact, if you're well versed in it, you can actually use Microsoft Paint. You can use Microsoft Paint to print out your stuff, and it's telling me the paper is incorrect, so it's done got jammed up in there somewhere. Sometimes you use PowerPoint. PowerPoint is good too. Terry, hello, how are you? Another program Will says you can use for free is GIMP and Inkscape. Both of those you can use. Paula Thomas says hey, hello. Sequita says GIMP and Inkscape are too complicated, and they can be, which is why I like Publishers so much. It's just really easy to use. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Him is adorable. He really is. Lisa says I like free. I know that's right. Let's see. Let me make sure. What kind of printer do I have? I have the 7710 Epson 77 Inkjet 10, and I am using the ink that's listed in my Amazon store below. And you have to use the ink system, which is also listed in the Amazon store below, because you have to use Sublimation inks. And once you switch your printer over to Sublimation, it's not something you can flip back and forth, like put regular ink in one day and use it for regular ink and then switch back Sublimation, use it for a little bit and then switch back. You can't do it. Once you do Sublimation, you pretty much need to leave it that way. It is a large format. It goes 13 by 19. I do only Sublimation ink, not regular ink. I have a completely separate printer over there for regular ink. All right. Kim Lace, hey, welcome back from Australia. Thank you, thank you. And you're welcome to Carol Coleman for showing the Microsoft Publisher. Yes, I just want to make sure that it doesn't lag out my computer, because you know that's crazy. Do I use a separate printer to put the ink in? No, there are cartridges in the printer. Actually, it's a ink system, so I have little containers of ink on the outside of the printer that are feeding into the printer ink cartridges that are installed inside. So all I have to do to refill it is keep pouring ink in the containers, the reservoirs on the outside of the printer. I don't ever have to touch the cartridges on the inside, which I absolutely love that, because who hates changing ink and whatnot? Even though I shouldn't complain, I really shouldn't, but that's how that goes. Red Roses, hello, hello, how are you? Kim Lace, I am sure that you did very well at your show. At least let's hope it went really well, especially saying that you're having to recover from it. Now let me go check the printer, because it's wanting to act ugly on live, because that's just how that cookie crumbles. Actually, I'm gonna squeeze through right here now and try not to burn my bum, because I'm wearing shorts and I gotta squeeze through. That thing is 400 degrees and that thing is 400 degrees, so I gotta be super careful. Now this printer, I don't know if any of you ever want to get this printer. Right now it's set up for 8.5 by 11, but if you want to go larger, there's a blue tab right here. You just hold that tab down and then you stretch it out, and that's how you make it hold the bigger paper. And I noticed in another group that people didn't know that when they bought the printer and they got it home and they couldn't figure out how to get it to do the bigger paper, and that's how you do it. So I don't know where the paper done went, y'all. Lord, it's done disappeared in the abyss. It got stuck up in here. All right, so we're gonna move that out of the way. And as you see, I have paper everywhere, because I am still working on that 500 piece eyeglass cloth order, front and back at that. Front and back, 500 pieces. And then I have another order, possibly of 250, maybe 500 coming. Same thing, different design, but same purpose. All right, so here come my grandbaby. Whoop, and then I let him fall to the ground, chef. Alrighty, and I just had this little nut here with me today. Now let me squeeze all of this past that hot heat press. All right, now we are going to take this, and instead of putting it on, well, I can put it on the back of this, but I'd rather do it on a new one, because I mean they were for $1. Why not? Okay, so we got a whole new one, and as you see, like I said, it's taller than the picture, because I could have printed this out on 17 by 11, then it would have fit just fine, but I didn't want to use 17 by 11 paper just for something that we're playing around with. So the 8.5 by 11, we're pretty much just going to lay it on top just like so, and we're going to press it, and it's going to be pressed on 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And I already have the butcher paper down on the bottom of the press, because you want to protect the bottom of your heat press at all times. And then I'm just going to lay this on top, and technically I should put something on top, but being that I have it down on the bottom, I don't normally have an issue out of needing the paper on top, so I'm not going to put the paper on top. Besides, we're just playing. Yay. Alrighty, so we're pressing my grandbaby on a cloth, and while he's pressing, I'm going to mention the next thing that I found at Dollar Tree, of all places, that we can use to sublimate on. Okay, so as we know, everything at Dollar Tree is $1. We like that. So we have 4 cloths for $1. They're polyester. You can sublimate on them. There's also a car microfiber cloth, just like this. It's one, and it's super huge, as you can see, but it's really soft microfiber. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and this is in the auto care department of Dollar Tree, and I only bought one. All right, and when you press it, you want to make sure you don't have none of this plastic tabby stuff in there, because that'll melt, quite possibly. We don't even want to take that chance. All right, and this is super soft, right? And look at how big it is. So this could be used for the car, which is what it is listed for, but that's not what we're going to use it for. Okay, now I'm gonna set it to the side for right now. This is hot, but I'm gonna pull it off anyway. Now, one tip that I want to mention for those who are considering getting into it or they're new to it: when you open your press, try and open it as slowly as you possibly can. Don't jerk it open, because what can happen is if this picture moves just the slightest little bit, it'll ghost, or it'll make like an extra version of it, and it'll look duplicated. You'll see a little light haze of the actual image, and it's shifted and it's moved and it looks doubled a little bit. So you don't want to you don't want this to move whatsoever. And that's also a good reason to have the butcher paper on top, because the butcher paper will suck up off the top of it, and hopefully not your sublimation paper. But we'll go ahead and take the sublimation paper off. All right, and here we have, for $1, something that grandma can use around the house, or your mom, or a gift for the baby's mom, whatever the case may be, for $1. And it turned out super cute. It feels just like the towel did before I even put it in there. Nothing melted, nothing looks tragic, and she can use it for whatever she wants. If she wants to, you actually could use this to quilt, like make a quilting square out of it, maybe a part of the quilt. You could use this to make a pillow. Like this could be just one panel of a pillow, you know, and do the rest of the fabric around it. Or it could be framed, maybe, possibly. There's all kind of ideas you can come up with to make this. And honestly, if somebody came up to me and they were like, I just want my son's picture on something and keep it, you know, a lovey or whatever, then this, you only paid 25 cents, y'all. You only paid 25 cents. So even if you charge $1, because I guarantee you I didn't use more than 25 cents, 75 cents worth of ink, or 75 cents worth of, I know the paper wasn't 75 cents. And if you use copier paper, it's even less than that, because the sheets of sublimation paper are about 30 cents each. So you could do $3, $5, whatever you want, but you can mark this up substantially and make money off of it. All right, from Dollar Tree. That's the whole point in us showing this stuff. Okay, so look at how good that looks. Nothing crunchy about it, nothing like that. It's still super soft, and it can still be used for what it needs to be used for. Okay, so we're going to go through the exact same thing, but this time we're going to use this really super soft fabric from Dollar Tree that was listed as I showed you. It says super soft microfiber cloth chiffon ultra microfibers. Okay, now I haven't ever done one, so this is the first time, and it should, microfiber generally is polyester, so this should work. Okay, we're going to take a chance and see that it does. So my thought process with this, because of the size of it, it's not super big, but it's not super small like the rag either, right? So this could be maybe a blankie for a kid, so to put a dinosaur and the kid's name on this, or it could be like a lap blanket for someone in a wheelchair, or it could be a lap blanket for those who do lap blankets at church. That could be used for this as well, and the church logo can be put on here or something of that. Like this could be used for a ton of stuff, right? So here is another option to sublimate on from Dollar Tree. Now if we're going to sublimate something, let us see what all we can put on here. Yeah, the threads did melt just a little itty bitty bit, but it wasn't that bad. What? Dollar Tree raising their prices? How? That don't even make sense. It wouldn't even be Dollar Tree no more. That's some trash. I'll be darned. Thank you, Jalil. I appreciate that. Change inks over, but when I pressed something, it came out yellowish color and background. Clotella, that's because 9 times out of 10, there's a couple of things that could be the issue for that, right? So, number one, you see how this was yellowish in the background? That's because this picture did not have like a white background. Okay, so the background did have a color to it. If I'm not mistaken, he was on a cream colored blanket, sitting in the middle of a cream colored blanket with the stuff around him, right? So because this wasn't white in the background, it's not gonna come out white, even though it kind of looks white to us from when it prints out. It's actually not white. That's one thing. The other thing could be that if the material, some materials, especially blends, 50-50 blends, if you use a 50-50 blend, sometimes the cotton part will burn a little at 400 degrees. So the cotton part is turning a yellowish because it's burning. And I did that when I was out at the event downtown Charlotte. I was using the shirts, but those shirts were burning. And that was just beyond me. I couldn't understand why, because it said polyester or a high polyester count. Well, now that I'm getting into this more and doing more research and checking more areas of information, come to find out that that small percentage that's not polyester burns. Okay, so you have to turn the temperature down, so probably like 380 ish, and then press it for longer and let that be what gets your image on there a lot better. Okay, so oh, Will says you have a video going over how to install the CISS, so that's what's up. So that, Miss Clotella, hopefully that'll help you with why it's turning yellow in the background. Also, but the other colors, you said it came out yellowish in the background, but I want to make sure the other colors look good. So let me know, because Will also says printouts will seem dull when you look at it. That's correct. But as soon as you hit it with that 400 degrees for the certain amount of time, that's what brings out those colors. You broke your print after a paper jam. Oh no, don't break the printer. It wasn't an inkjet, Miss Catherine says. Oh no. Maria says she finally made the live. You're here from New York. Welcome, welcome. Debbie Hobbs, can you use a regular iron? I'm going to say, me personally, I'm going to say, to be on the safe side, no. The reason why I'm saying that is because sublimation takes such high heat. It takes such high heat that you really want to be sure that you have something to get that heat high enough to get those colors out and popping. Now, if your iron gets to that temperature, you also have to have the pressure. So the combination of the pressure and the temperature is going to be a lot, and you have to move that iron from place to place over and over. So that's going to be a lot to do sublimation with an iron. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. You probably can do it, but it will take a whole lot to do it, which is why with this new thing that Cricut is bringing out with sublimation inks and their new sublimation paper and stuff, they are bringing that out to use with the Easy Press. Okay, because the Easy Press has a larger surface that you can use to press the thing on with. It doesn't have to be a heat press, but at least a wide enough surface larger than an iron to save on the stress and aggravation of trying to get one larger picture done. Now, if you're doing a smaller picture like this one, for instance, then sure, an iron would easily cover that. And as long as the iron gets hot enough, then it could be done. But you want to make sure you have like a temperature gun, the kind that shoots the laser to get the temperature. You can use that to measure the temperature, the surface temperature of your iron, to see if it will get to 400 degrees or at least 380, at least 380. And you'll have to practice with it and test, which Dollar Tree, you know, you can test all over this blanket until you get consistent results, and then you'll know for sure whether or not you can use an iron for it. Have you ever used the Cricut Easy Press with sublimation? I have not, but that's the whole thing. Amy Jane, that's the whole Ann Jane, that's the whole thing with this new stuff that Cricut is coming out with. Their whole line, what do they call it, Will? What is the name of their sublimation stuff? It's not, they don't call it sublimation, they call it something else, but they have that to use in conjunction with their Easy Press. All right. Valerie says you really want to try. It's not hard. And Shannon, the idea of using it for a quilt, that was the conversation that I had today. You can use this type of stuff to create a really super customized quilt, you know, a memory quilt of all things, you know. So you could do a memory quilt with panels of the different memories, or like a family heirloom of the different family members, a family tree quilt. It's all kinds of things that you can do with this idea. Sequita says yes, it does heat to 400 degrees. The Easy Press does, but the iron, I don't know. Again, you would have to use a thermal infrared temperature gun to see if it will work. Is this the same as the new Cricut ink paper but without the printer? Technically, yes, Red Roses, technically. That is correct. It could be a cheer or dance towel. This, or are you talking about the baby's towel, what I did for him? Either way, this is big enough to use for a lot of stuff. Kathleen Thompson is okay. Welcome. Nappy bag. I like that. Catherine says fold in half and so is a pillow. That's a good idea because it is definitely big enough. Look, that would make a nice little pillow to lay on. It really would. Travel pillow, says Miss Donna Webster. Exactly. So that's what's up. Maria, I just got a brother 535 recently. Have a question about the prefab letter sizing and online embroidery design letter sizing as well. What is your question on that? Miss Social Deb, how much to get started on all of this approximately? Miss Social Deb, you're looking at around about $400. Around about. The printer, depending upon where you get it, because I saw somebody found that printer for just over $100 refurbished. But the printer brand new was $160, or was it $170? I'll say round up with tax, $170. Okay, so $170 for the printer. Then your heat press. So it depends on how much your heat press is, or if you do the Cricut Easy Press, which I think is more than a heat press. My heat press was $170. So what's that? Right at $4. Then you have to get your, well, if you already have a heat press. If you don't have a heat press, it's going to be a little more than $400. All right. So you have your printer, you have your ink, which I have a link in the description of some ink for $25. All right, from Amazon. Then I also have a link in the description below for paper, which is, I think it was $20 as well. All right. So your ink, 25, your system, your cartridges to go in the printer were 50. So let's round up to $60. So 60 plus your ink, which is 25. So that's what, $75 plus your printer, which is 179. We'll just round up and say 200 just for the heck of it. So $200 plus the 75. So that's $275. And then you have to get your paper, then blanks. I mean, so it's, or your heat press. So you are looking at right at between $400 and $500 if you don't have the heat press. If you have the heat press, it's around $300 to get everything. It's around $300. So it's not super expensive, and you can take your time. I took my time to build this up, not only because I bought the printer first. So I did that 1 month. So during the month that I had that printer and it was sitting in my living room in the box, making everybody trip over it, it sat in my living room. While it was in there, I started doing research on sublimation, what I can use for blank, what I can use it for, what paper do I need, what ink do I need, can I use this particular ink system with the thing. Once I found all that out, then I got my cartridges, then I got my ink, then later I got the paper. So it's like I did it in steps. I didn't do it all at one time, whammy kablammy. And I already had a heat press, so it just worked out really well for me. I want to sublimate fabric to sew. That is so neat, but I'll have to get all the equipment. Okay, so if you don't have the heat press, then yes, you'll have to get a heat press. There are lesser expensive ones on Amazon. You don't have to have the 15 by 15. You really don't. I really don't have to have a heat press this big. There's only a handful of times where I had to use it to its fullest capacity, and that's not often. Now with this one, this is way longer than 15 by 15. So if I wanted to do this entire blanket, I would have to press it in 2 stages. Okay, so I would have to press one half, slide it over, and then press the other half. And I would have to like use there's a spray adhesive you can use to tack the sublimation image on and hold it in place while it's being pressed, and you don't have to worry about it shifting on you. Poly melts a bit. I wear them at V8 races. I volunteer when not allowed to go near cars on fire. At higher extreme temperatures, yes, just about anything will melt at extremely high temperatures. However, at 400 degrees for 60 seconds, this does really, really well. Thus far, I haven't had anything melt on me, except for, like I mentioned, that one shirt that was a combination. It was like 85% polyester and the rest cotton. It burned, but it didn't melt. So I have yet to have anything melt, and we're going to do something here shortly that will go into that. Does the heat press come with a guide for temperature for different fabrics? No, it does not. You would have to probably do some research and find a guide online somewhere for that. The heat press I have is a Stahl Hotronix clam. Holler, it releases itself. How would this affect the sublimation print? Again, you would have to make sure you have the butcher paper over the top, or Teflon sheet over the top, something so that when it does release, hopefully that Teflon sheet will be what picks it up. Or you can tape it down. You can tape, like for instance, you remember how this has this area up here where the image wasn't big enough. I could have taped it to this to help make sure that it didn't shift while it was coming up off the press. Infusible ink, thank y'all. So the infusible ink system is still sublimation, but they have that infusible ink with Cricut to use with their heat press. Miss Betty, you have a good night. You're welcome, Miss Social Deb. The Epson work for 7710, the printer that will work. Yes, the 7710 or the 7720. The 7710 has the one tray. I only have one tray with mine. The 7720 has 2 paper trays, so you could put 2 different size papers in your printer. Can you use any printer or just the Epson? There are a few different printers that you can use. So what you can do is go on either Amazon, or trying to think, what is that guy's website? The Caps on Fire guy. He's on YouTube. If you YouTube Caps on Fire, one of his videos should have a link to his website where you can buy his sublimation pigment, because he sells some himself, but I think it's more than the ink that's on Amazon that I use. But I'm pretty sure he has a link to other cartridge systems that you can use in other printers, and it will give you, as a matter of fact, don't do that. Go to the Amazon page in my store, and then click on the CISS, continuous ink system cartridge system, that I have listed there. They should have a website listed on there somewhere, and if I had it near me, I would tell you what it is, but I can't think of what it is right now. They have other cartridges for other printers, so they would be able to tell you what other printers that are you can use with that continuous ink system, because they have other printers that you can use. You just realized it's a sublimation video. Can you make the letters smaller than the small settings manually? No. So if you are trying to embroider just using the machine itself and using the letters that are already built into the machine itself, you can make the letters smaller in the machine, but once they go to the smallest size that the machine will allow, that's it. Because you can select what size. There's large, medium, and small, if I'm not mistaken. Now another option is, once you spell out your word, you can go into layout and shrink it, if I'm not mistaken. Now how well that'll stitch out, I don't know, because I have not done that with the built-in stuff, but you usually can shrink stuff that way as well. I know you can with the images. I'm not sure about the lettering, but if you're wanting to go significantly smaller than what's built into the machine, then you can purchase pre-digitized fonts from websites like Designs by Juju or Designs by Little B, and they have really teeny fonts that you can download and use in your embroidery machine. Sheila Cushionberry. Hey, Sheila Cushionberry. I ain't seen Sheila Cuffy in a while. I'm gonna have to reach out and make sure she's okay. inkxpro.com. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Miss Social Deb, I know. I'm trying to tell you, that's why we're expanding. We're expanding here. So, because I have entirely too much stuff. All right, y'all. Now, I was going to sublimate on this, but I'm going to move to the next one because this is kind of similar to this. All right. As far as, you know, it's just not much to it. It's a square of fabric, rectangle. Not super fun. Okay. But the one thing I did find at Dollar Tree, well, two of them I found at Dollar Tree, I was like, oh my God, this is really cool, are baby blankets. Why these fools have baby blankets, right? They are fleece. Now, fleece is polyester and it can burn, so you'll have to be really careful, or melt rather. You have to be careful, but for the most part, fleece you can sublimate on beautifully. So something with, like with this one, you could put the baby's name in whatever. If you want to put a picture, and I'm not trying to promote using licensed images for profit, because that's not what I'm saying, but if you had an image of, say, Minnie Mouse or something like that, you could sublimate that on the surface of this blanket. Now keep in mind that these have colors already on them. So if you want to put a word here and the word has white, or the lettering or something about the image has white in the background, well, this is going to come through in the background where you may want it to be white. So you have to keep that in mind. So something with a design like this, kind of limit the white in your image and try and stick with something more solid, like for instance a name in red, or a name in darker pink, or a name in black, whatever the case may be, or blue, whatever you want to have it where it's going to sublimate on this baby blanket. So I figured we could put a name on one of these blankets, have some fun, try it out, see how it goes. Y'all, it's already going on 9 o'clock. I didn't know it was, we've been talking and stuff. Oh, and the printer acted up, so that didn't help. So here I have a pretty decent size baby blanket. No clue what the real size of this is. It's a square though, it's not rectangle-ish. So let's see how big this thing is. Now keep in mind, I told you my heat press is 15 by 15. So if I wanted to sublimate all over this, I wouldn't be able to. Ooh, a Subway design with baby stats on it would be good on this. So this is 31 inches wide. So 9 times out of 10 is 31 by 31 because it looks like a square. So let's see if we can't put a name on this baby blanket, right? And then after this, we will move to the next coolest thing I found. Miss Carol Coleman, thank you, thank you. I definitely always appreciate your support. Speaking of which, there are some in here who have given donations through PayPal. If you would rather me not mention you, please email me and let me know, because I want to start to recognize for sure the folks who have been huge supporters to this channel. And Ms. Carol Coleman definitely has been one, and we always appreciate her kind generosity because it is needed. It is definitely needed around here. So let me switch over to the screen here where we can show how to put some lettering, and I'm going to take this cute baby off for right now, and what we're going to do is put a baby's name on this gray. So I don't know, I'm going to put his name on there since he's already, his picture is on the thing. All right, and so his name is Micah, and I'm going to start in the center. I don't know why, just because. All right, and I'm going to make this bigger, much bigger. Let's go 72. That's so plain. we're gonna do his first and last name. Let's find a big old bold font. We'll do this just because. All right, and this text box is entirely too big. Actually, what I'm going to do, just to show, just because, let me see if I can do it. I can't remember if I can or not. So I have this one in black, and what I'm going to do is do this one and see how it show you the differences with colors. And we're going to do blue with that one. Yes, it does work. All right, and then we're going to do this one in red. Actually, I want a darker red. And I apologize. I just happened to realize I'm not telling what I've done. Okay, so I put a text box here on the desktop. So I just selected draw a text box, and then you drag out the size that you want your text box to be. Now keep in mind that you can make the text box this big by dragging it and then looking down in this lower part of the screen, and it will tell you as you're dragging it the object size of how big it is as you're dragging it out. You can do it that way, or you can select the text box after you've created it, not where the cursor is blinking, because that's only for entering text. But if you click it where no cursor is blinking and it's selected, then you can go up here to where it says text box, because it knows that that's what you have selected. Actually, that's, hold on, let's go shape format. Is that the right one? Okay, so shape format rather, not text box, because that's where you're typing. Shape format is the box itself, and here is your size. So if we wanted to do 8.5, or actually let's go 11, because we know that that's how wide the blanket is, then you can do that, and or that's how wide the paper is, rather, not the blanket. So you can do it that way, or you can just resize the box yourself by dragging it from the points on the box. Okay, then once you get the box to the size, the final size that you know you need for whatever you're sublimating on, then you can start typing and adding stuff in onto the blanket. All right, so that was pretty much what I was doing. I'm gonna delete that because I have this one up here, and I'm gonna do one more color. So all I did was just type his name, pick the font, and I Control C and then Control V, copy and pasted his name. And I'm just doing it in colors because I want to show you what the colors look like when the image that, or the thing that you're sublimating on has colors on it already. All right, so we'll go with let's go with yellow. I would do green, but all right, matter of fact, let's go ahead and do green too, just because. All right, and we're going to turn this green. So we're hitting your basic colors, and I go with the darker colors more so than the lighter colors, especially because I'm sublimating on an item that has color on it already. So let's now go to print this, and that was page 3, and it's already selected for page 3, and I know that this is already set up for mirror, but we're going to double check because I cannot tell you how many times I have sublimated on something and did not mirror. So let's go to more options and make sure mirror image is selected. All right, and we'll click OK, and this is gonna disappear. I don't know why Publisher does that. I apologize. All right, and so now what we're going to do is hit print, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that there is paper in the printer this time, and keep you guys from having to see me squeeze all of this in between these heat presses. And then, oh, wrong paper. I don't want to use that paper because that paper acted ugly. I'm loading my paper in, and we might, I started to say we ought to do a thing on regular paper so that you can see that it sublimates on regular paper as well, but that's a subject for another day, I think. All right, so was just going to ask if you could change colors. Thanks. I have to go. Sorry, it was a short visit. Work calls again. It's okay, Kim Lace. We do leave this for the replay. And Miss Carol Coleman, thank you. I appreciate knowing that you are learning, because it is definitely a labor of love. So let's get this blanket. Now this is the one with gray. I didn't want to do the pink one because pink is a richer color. All right. And now I'm going to lay the blanket down. And then put his name down. And I'm just going to put it anywhere because it really doesn't matter. This is just a test. And we're going to press it. All right. So we have 400 degrees for 60 seconds. All right. So let's see how that turns out, because I have yet to do one of these. All of this I'm doing fresh for you guys. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Will, thank you, Will. You did not have to do that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat very, very much. Always, actually. Appreciate you guys and your support of the channel. And those lens cloths are killing me. I have sold so many. It's crazy, because that's just, that one order was just that one order. I had somebody call me about another order, but she hasn't confirmed hers yet, so I don't know if she's gonna follow through. Hopefully she will. Hopefully she will. And this is what it looks like after it's been sublimated. My mom double sublimated paper before. I'm not bold enough to do that, but she used it again, and it was a fainter version, but it did sublimate. So I'm gonna let her stick to the experimentation. I'm not gonna experiment like that because I just don't want to take that chance. All right, and see how that paper jumped like it did? But wow, look, you guys. Oh my God. Check this out. Baby blanket, holler. Look, no melting, nothing. It feels just as soft as it did when I pulled it out the package thing. And look at how the colors came out on there, right? So you can clearly see the colors. So imagine maybe a dinosaur or a car with the baby's name up under it, family name up under it. This is Dollar Tree baby blanket. So imagine, how much could you sell this for? How much could you sell this for? You paid $1 for it. It's dirt cheap. And see, normally if you're going to a baby shower, you wouldn't get no Dollar Tree blanket. Are you kidding me? But if you're putting something custom, personalized on it, like Subway stats, the baby's name, date of birth, weight, length, yada yada, hospital, all in that cute Subway where the letters go all which ways and stuff with some footprints or something, and tell me they wouldn't still love this blanket even though they wouldn't even know it came from Dollar Tree then, because they know Dollar Tree don't sell that. Holler. What? Y'all, come on now. $1. Make this money. Make this money. Make this money. It can be done. It can be done. Did that not look good? Yas. Trying to tell you. So yes, Dollar Tree. That's two things from Dollar. Well, actually three, because I told you about the socks, even though I forgot to bring the socks in here. Now, this next one, I was so excited about this one. I was so excited that I went to the store and I bought all they had. I was not supposed to do that. That's my lack of restraint and whatnot. And I pray to God that my husband is not in here watching this show, so that he won't know I went and spent that much money, y'all. Because when I tell you, I found out that this next one you could do and it was $5. Oh, I had to go get it. And I'm super excited about it because I know this one will make money. Okay. So I'm excited. All right. This next one is from Five Below. Okay. So Five Below is just like Dollar Tree, where everything's $1. Five Below, everything is $5 and below. Okay. So the most expensive thing in there is $5. So I found out in another group that you can go to Five Below and get a journal. All right, it's upside down, a journal. But look, y'all, this sequins sequins. Look at how pretty. But the white side of the sequins is totally sublimatable, y'all. You can sublimate on this notebook. That's what we finna to do. We finna to sublimate a notebook up in here. So let us get, let's see. I'm gonna make me, I wasn't going to do a Sir McQuacken's notebook, but I'm gonna do a Sir McQuacken's notebook. So we're gonna do a Sir McQuacken's notebook. See, I already got a Sir McQuacken's notebook, but not one with sequins. So we're gonna do one with sequins, okay? So let me switch back. Oh, well, no, before we switch, we need to do, I've never done this, okay? Never done one of these notebooks before, okay? $5 at Five Below. $5. Now they're hard to find, and they have other ones, okay? Hold on. Look, y'all think I'm kidding when I told you I done busted the bag. Y'all think I'm kidding when I told you I went and bought all they had. I bought them all. Sure did. Am I ashamed? Do I look ashamed? No. Color changing journal is what they're called. Okay, color change journal. And they have other colors. Okay, so the only thing is there's only the rest of these are the silver that changes over to white. But this is the greenish bluish that changes over to silver. Okay, now I was told that you can sublimate on the silver as well, but of course the image won't be quite as vibrant as it is with the white. Okay, so that's why I'm going to sublimate on the white one for you guys, because the picture is going to look better. But on this one, this is more for me to play with later, and you can give it a shot, but I wouldn't buy a whole bunch of these until I know for sure that the silver is going to sublimate just as well as the white. Okay, now the picture still isn't going to be as vivid because the white is what brings out the image, but we're getting ready to do this one. Okay, so first things first, we need to measure. Okay, so instead of doing my flimsy rolly, we're going to do tape measure. So this sucker is 8 inches tall by 6 inches wide, so we have to make sure that our image is at least no bigger than 8 inches by 6 inches. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you, and it's 2 sides to it. Now whether or not you can flatten it out and do, see that's got that in the middle, so I don't think that sublimating that is going to turn out as well. That's something to play with later, but I know for a fact the front and the back sublimate. Okay, so let's go back over to publisher. So I'm going to switch the webcam back. All right, and now let's go back here. So let's take this off because we've already done this. And what do we say? 8 by 6, right? So another cool thing you can do in Microsoft Publisher to help you out is go to insert. All right, and then we did insert picture before, but this time I'm going to go to picture placeholder. So let's put a picture placeholder right here. And then up here, while it's still selected, I'm gonna go up to height, which we said was 8. Okay, and then on width, what did we say the width was? 6. So hit enter, and now we have a picture placeholder that did not do the right size, because of course it's gonna do that with me on here. So let's go to format picture, let's go to size, and we're not going to lock the aspect ratio. We did that before, right? So we want it to still be 6 inches wide, but we want it to be 8 inches high. And we'll hit OK. And now we have our box, which is the right size. So this is a picture placeholder though. So what you want to do is come right here to this image of the picture right in the middle, because this is a picture placeholder, and click it. And it's automatically going to open up insert picture. Okay. So once you do that, I'm going to select eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one of these pictures? I want to go with the most vivid one. So this one is of my babies. I did say we were going to do Sir McQuacken's, but I already have a Sir McQuacken's notebook. So I'm going to do this picture on one side and this picture of my babies on the other side. Okay, now these are my babies, not my grandbabies, when they were little and innocent. Oh boy, they ain't innocent no more. Okay, now let's hit insert and watch what happens. It automatically sizes the picture to the picture placeholder size you specified. Okay, and what it also does is it automatically crops the picture for you, so that you don't have to crop it unless you just want to, and then you can drag this and make it larger or smaller if you want to. All right, so this looks great to me. I'm just going to hit enter, and then there we go. So now my picture is ready to go. All I have to do is go and make sure that the paper is in the printer, and we already have it set to mirror my image. So I'm gonna put that there. Missed me Thursday, Michael Dennis. Where was I supposed to be Thursday? Ain't no telling, because I'm bad about forgetting stuff. Oh, I dropped my microphone, y'all. Hang on. They got caught under the chair. All right. So I'm gonna go put paper in the printer, squeeze and pass all the heat again, and that way we're going to, now I'm going to double check though before we press this notebook. I know it can be sublimated. I want to double check the temperature, if it's 380 or if it's 400. Okay, so let's print that. That was page 3 again. I'm gonna double check, make sure it's mirrored. All right, so mirror image. All right, and it brought me back, sorry. And then we'll hit print. Okay, and here come my babies. I'm gonna bring this back up, and we are going to go back to our correct dooflotchy. Okay, and here come my babies off the printer. Super cute. It's reversed. All right, see how those colors are muted? We're getting ready to brighten those colors right up, y'all, with that heat. Okay, now before we do that, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna double check that temperature, because I do want to make sure that I get the right temperature. We don't want anything melting. And it's gonna take me a moment to find it again. I apologize, but I don't want to mess up. Okay, here we go. Well, I mean, I don't mind messing up, but ain't no point messing up if I don't have to. So let's go here, let's go here, and then we'll do this. All right. There we go. Yep, 400 degrees, and it says heavy pressure. So this time I'm going to cut it. We got to cut it. I'm gonna cut it. You don't have to, but I am, just because. And we're going to just lay this on this notebook. All right, and oh well, first I want to make sure all my dooflotchies are turned, as many of them as I can. There's a couple of them that's stubborn, but you know, my first time doing it, so I ain't stressing too bad about it. All right, now the thing did say heavy pressure, so what I'm going to have to do, or normally what I would do, is adjust the pressure, right? Adjust it so that I can lock it down. And I am going to go ahead and do it. I was going to do it the cheat way. I was going to do it the cheat way and just hold it down. And I may still do that if this don't lock in place, because I don't want to have this moving on me. And I'm going to go ahead and tape this in place a little bit. Y'all forgive my hair all over the place. It's taking some getting used to. Whoops, come on. Ow. Okay. I'm gonna tape that there. And then I'm gonna tape that there. All right. We can press. Okay, now make sure that your sequins are on the white side, okay? Not the holographic color side, because that's not gonna work, okay? And now I'm going to press, and it's not gonna lock down because I didn't loosen it enough, so I'm just gonna hold it with my superhuman strength, and we're gonna sit here and look retarded holding this thing in place. Oh, and I'm gonna go back to the chat and make sure y'all ain't asking no questions or nothing. I'm killing you tonight. My bad. I don't know what I done done. 10 15. Okay, nice. Oh Lord, y'all been saying all kind of stuff. Baby stats. Yes, the baby stats was a good idea. Sublimation. Yeah, sold you on sublimation. Donna says. I'm trying to tell y'all it's a trip. $20 with a satin binding. Woo! I didn't think of that. And that would upgrade it from being Dollar Tree look too, wouldn't it? Glen F hand towels from Dollar Tree. After a few washes, they got really pilly. Yeah, because I mean it's Dollar Tree. But that's why I said this is mainly for practice. I mean you can do it and sell it, but I mean that's the whole point in not charging super high for it, because then you know that's not going to come out too cool when you are trying to get folk. Now this is gonna be hot because this is a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna take my time and pull this out. Will say he gonna clean them out tomorrow. You gotta leave 1 or 2 for other people now. Look like I left 1 or 2. We ain't gonna talk about that. Okay, so you can order online. That's what's up. Waving from Saskatchewan, Canada. Thank you. Welcome, Miss Brenda Johnson. Yeah, they were cute. Jalil, they were adorable at one point. Personalized journals. Yes, Tanya Powell. And folks are selling these for 20. You can sell them for 20. To me, I mean, I don't know. It's just blank on the inside. So that's what's killing me about 20. But I guess you can. I did not use regular tape, Zakira. I used heat tape. Okay, there should be a link to that in the description below as well. Here is my heat tape, and this is the heat tape dispenser. You should be using heat tape with your heat press, okay, because this tape is rated to go super high without gumming up or melting or anything. Do not use regular tape in your heat press, please. Please don't use regular tape. No worries, Miss Phenomenal Creation. We definitely love having you here no matter what time you come in. All right, y'all, you ready? Drum roll. Drum roll, please. I'm gonna sneak and look at it first. Oh my God! This is adorable. Oh, y'all, look at my babies. Oh my God. Okay, that's what it looks like after that comes off. Look at the journal, y'all. How cute is that? OMG. Tell me that ain't cute. Look. And then, of course, I can make them disappear when they get on my nerves. And then I can bring them back when I want to love on them again. Look at that. Look at that. Catherine, the dispenser was on Amazon as well. Tell me that ain't cute, y'all. Oh my God. I love it. I absolutely love this. Now you can kind of see just a smidge ghost version of it. I don't know how well you can see that. You might can't, not really. I can sitting right here. You can kind of sort of see it, but for the most part, it really looks great. All right. And of course, like I said, I want to put their picture on the opposite side too. You got 2 sides to do if you want to. And no, this is a journal. It's blank on the inside, not much to it, and it looks like what, maybe 50 pages. You know, so you can price it however you want, but I do know folks are moving these for $20. Now those folks were doing sorority type stuff on theirs, so that's probably why they were able to get away with that price. But I mean, tell me that's not adorable. Tell me that's not adorable, right? Okay, so so that we can move on to the next thing, I'm not going to do the other side on camera. I'm gonna do the other side later and post it on Instagram and in the Hoop group. So if you are in the Hoop group, look for the picture later tonight, because I am going to do this tonight because I love that. All right, so my next project, which I should have did this one next, because we went from Dollar Tree $1 to Five Below for $5. But in this instance, we're gonna skip. We skip. So let's go back to the middle to Family Dollar. All right. So Family Dollar has these mugs. All right. They're color. They have a color to them. They're white on the inside, but there's a color. And I don't know what to call this or whatever, but there's a coating on it and you can kind of feel it, because ceramic feels one way. All right, that's uncoated. You cannot sublimate on a regular ceramic mug, but whatever this coating is that they have on this mug, you can totally sublimate on it. All right, so this mug is sublimatable. $2 from Family Dollar. All right, super cute mugs. They come in blue, they come in green, neon green, they come in hot pink. So far those are the only colors that I've seen. So what we're going to do is, I already printed out the size of the mug. So what I pretty much did was I took my flimsy tape measure, the floppy one, and I just measured around the mug, all right, to get the somewhat of the circumference. And it came out to 9.5 or 9 3/4, actually 9 3/4 all the way around, but not under the handle because we can't press under there. And then tall, we go right at 3 3/4 tall. Okay, so I already knew those measurements. I plugged them in before we got online, and then I printed out some images. Now the first one is the hoop group, the second one is a radioactive image. That's all I could think of to put on that green mug. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was like, that bold green, we need something funny. So that's what I have there. So I have the lines, the borders, the box to show me how big that image was supposed to be. And what I'm going to do is just cut on the inside of that black line so that the black line does not transfer to my mug while we're pressing it. Okay, so I'm just cutting this out inside that black line. It doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, we don't want that part to press anyway, but I do want to keep it together as one long piece, because when I position my images where I want them, I don't want it to like shift around or anything. Okay, so see, I just cut it out where that line is not on the image, and all I'm going to do is take my mug and I'm going to put this right up against the handle, because I slid it over just this little bit, like roughly an inch, so that it won't be all up against the handle. And I'm just, whoop, that's upside down, y'all. I was about to tear my mug out the frame. I would have been mad trying to drink out a upside down hoop as a group. All right, so let me go back and I'm gonna wrap this around my mug. All right, so I'm looking at where my hoop group image is. I'm okay with this. I'm gonna slide it over just a smidge more though, because I want to make sure. Actually, I like that. Where's that? I'm gonna leave it. All right, and now that I have it wrapped around the mug, heat tape. I'm gonna grab a piece of heat tape, a couple of pieces probably, knowing me. No, one piece. Look like one piece will do it. And boom, just like that. Okay, so it's on there, it's secure. Let's put it in this awesome mug press that came as a multi-attachment set with this heat press, and I have not used this before, so you guys are going to see me use this for the first time. Okay, I've never done this before, so if we mess up, it's gonna be all right. So I'm gonna put this in. I don't know that there's a certain way to put it in or not, so I'm just gonna put it in there, handle up. Now that much I did know. All right, and we're going to pull the handle and lock this sucker in place. Whoop. All right, there we go. And we're gonna let it cook. Oh, I'm supposed to be setting a timer, and I don't even know. I think it's 60 seconds for this. So let me set a timer. It's gonna be in there a little bit longer than 60 seconds, y'all, because I'm just now pulling up the clock. That's so sad. And nope, that ain't gonna work. The mug gonna cook by the time I'm done. All right, now 60 seconds from now, we're gonna pull it out. Some stuff you can do for like a minute and 20 seconds. I don't really like to push that too much, but that's what you can do. Now while that's cooking, I'm gonna cut out this radioactive one that I made for the green mug, and we're gonna press a green mug while we're at it too. Might as well, why not? If we're gonna use it for the first time, we gonna use this thing, dagnabbit. So we're gonna cut this out. Now I can't see the chat because I got my timer going, and I'm cutting this out so to get it ready. And while that's cooking, I got 20 seconds more, or 24. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the green mug. Now I do want to mention that from what the reviews that I've read of these mugs from Family Dollar, okay, they will press. They press beautifully. After so many washes, it might start to bleed a little bit, like it'll get fuzzy. Okay, so our mug is done. Hopefully this did like it was supposed to. First time now, so don't hold me to this. Handle ain't hot, so that's good. Let me see. Hopefully I cooked it long enough. And I don't think I did, because it's oh, my bad. Sorry, thing. All right, now let's take this paper off. Oh, that's hot. It pressed. Now this side wasn't as vivid. I think this could have stayed in longer, y'all. I really do, because I don't know how well you can see down at the bottom. Come on in the camera thing. Come on in the camera. Yeah. Cooperate. It ain't want to cooperate. But it's not as sharp at the bottom. There you go. I don't know how well you can see that. So this could have cooked a little bit longer. And being that it's a mug, it definitely could have cooked for forever, because mugs are resilient. So I'm going to set my new Hoop Group mug, because I'm going to be the only one drinking out of that. And we're going to let this one cook for a little bit longer. And I probably should have looked up the temperature on this one. Not temperature, the time on this one too. But I didn't on the same website that I looked at before. So let me check that. Especially being that I just pulled this up earlier. And then that way we'll know for sure that I'm not doing anything different from the person that I got this from. Oh, 180 seconds. That's 2 minutes, right? Yep, 2 minutes. So we're going to put this green one in for 2 minutes this time. So first time for everything, right? So let me get back to my timer. And this time we're going to do 2 minutes. All right, now go back to the chat. So awesome, amazing, love it. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this, because this is really cool, y'all. It really is. Book covers you can remove and use over and over. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Guests sign in at a wedding or birthday. Patrick, excellent idea. Excellent. Will said just did the card blanket. Awesome looking. Sent you a picture text message. Awesome. If you put the mug design upside down, you can read it while you drink. Funny. Usually with mugs, you have 2 timers. Okay, didn't know that. So this is, and Sequita says 3 minutes. They said 2 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Will says that coating, I'm not sure. 180 is 3 minutes. I told y'all I don't do math. Y'all know I don't. You know what? You're right, because 60 and 60 is 120. So yeah, my bad. Sorry. My bad. I'll do the 3. Thank you, Kingsbury Crafts. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all looking out for me. Shannon Hingle says making you want to get into sublimation. I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been having a ball. Okay, I really have. I've been having a lot of fun. So that's the mugs. Now we'll get into what we spent a little bit more money on. And I wish I had the other thing. I'm gonna have to find it. We got 30 more seconds before I have to add another 60 seconds for our mug. But the other thing I have, no, one more thing. Matter of fact, I kind of don't want to do this. This is the bag. Well, we might do the bag, but I'm not going to do the shoes. I was going to do the shoes, but I'm not going to do the shoes. But here is the bag. Okay, and the bag had a removable flap, and this is what you sublimate on, and this is available at JDS Industries, the place that I told you guys about before. So let me change this back to a minute. All right, so this bag I was gonna do, I still might do it, but for right now I'm gonna say no, because this next one, y'all, oh my god, y'all thought the journal was cool. You thought the journal was cool. If you thought the journal was cool, look at what you can sublimate on now. Will, I can probably hear you holler and squeal from here to Charlotte when I show you this next one. This next one, now from what I've been told, okay, the best place to get this is Home Depot, okay, because the one at Home Depot is really big and it's black and white and it's easier to maneuver. But I couldn't get to Home Depot because our Home Depot is not super close to us, so therefore it wasn't really convenient to run to Home Depot and get one before it was time for me to go live, because I was hanging out up until 6 and I didn't really have time. Okay, time to get our mug out and then I'll show you this other thing. So let's pull this out. Handle still ain't hot, so that's good, but I'm sure this mug is going to be smoking hot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set it down and we'll peel it off after it cools off a little bit. Okay, so I really don't want to get burned, not today. So I didn't want to go to Home Depot, and I had one here, not the same thing that's at Home Depot, but I had a different one and a different color here, and I wanted to give it a shot. So what I did was did a part of it. I didn't do this, but this is to show you what you can sublimate on. Is an umbrella. You can sublimate on these umbrellas. Now I did not get to sublimate this one. It's purple, favorite color. But what I did do was I got the bag that the umbrella was in and I sublimated our logo on it. So if you can get a logo big enough or whatever image you want in one of these panels, all right, so the one from Home Depot is a golf size, so it's much bigger. Now if I had my shirt press or my hat press attached to this little one, I could have easily done this umbrella, you guys. And I did this 400 degrees for 60 seconds on an umbrella, right? So this was from Academy Sports. It's a chair umbrella, but you find an umbrella with the polyester on it, you can sublimate on the surface of this umbrella. 400 degrees for 60 seconds. That's what that bag, this bag is made out of the same stuff. All right, but I just did a logo. So I'm trying to tell y'all, this sublimation thing is crazy. So imagine getting an umbrella from, like, you know, Home Depot. I want to say that umbrella is no more than $10, and they've been sublimating on them and selling them for a killing. Selling them for a killing, y'all. I'm trying to look out for you. I'm trying to look out for you. I really am. Yes, Will. Yes, you think I'm kidding? That's why I was like, okay, well, I can't sublimate on the umbrella with the 15 by 15 without melting the little knobs on there. But I could sublimate on this and upside down. But look, it turned out beautiful. Even with the color of the basketball. The color of the basketball even showed through with the dang on purple. Tell me that didn't turn out cute. I am mad at myself. Oh, y'all, this sublimation thing is killing me. I am trying to find everything I can get my hands on to sublimate. I really am. So you can sublimate umbrellas, but what I've been told, the one at Home Depot is black and white, black and white, black and white, and they've been sublimating on the white panels of the umbrella, and it has been beautiful because they've been putting really cool stuff on the different ones. All right, so give it a shot. Give it a shot. How do I find time for all that I do? I'm having a hard time finding time to embroidery. Miss Social Deb, I have to schedule somewhat. Like for instance, this 500 piece order that I have coming up, I took the time off today to fool with this stuff, but I'm gonna have to catch up tomorrow. And then I don't have any embroidery jobs lined up, so unless I'm having to embroider for a video, I don't, you know, I schedule things out so that I can, you know, do a little bit of time, a little bit at a time. Like on that 500 piece order, I know when it's due, so I split it up and then work on it time by time, and then the next one, and then the next one. That's how I find time. And sometimes I have to just take a day off and do nothing because I have migraines from time to time, and then some other stuff too, family things. So that is difficult, but I do, because I always find time to have fun. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm having a lot of fun with you guys today and playing with stuff. But when it come down to the nitty gritty and I need to get that 500 piece order out, you best believe folks ain't playing around here. So it is difficult to find time. Robin Bryant, I am not in this instance using regular paper, but for this mug, or even for the umbrella, you could use regular printer paper and it would work. It would work. So yes, JDS Industries, that is correct. Debbie D, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Peel paper before it cools. Well, it's still hot. Trust me, I'm tripping. Normally put mugs in a bowl of water to cool them after taking the paper. Looks okay. Easier than the embroidery. Yes. Dollar Tree has umbrellas too, but I haven't seen white ones. I've only seen black ones at Dollar Tree. You don't have set up for the umbrellas. That looks good. It is still very much hot. Family Dollar, $2. Family Dollar, $2. Socks from Walmart, yes. Just make sure they're polyester count. Okay. Sublimation. If that book with the sparkles work, then you could do the blankets also. Yes. Walmart shirts are high polyester. Yes, that is correct. I've done several Walmart shirts. Most of the shirts I wear are from Walmart. So yes, I do. All right, be careful if you use water, they will crack. I'm not going to use water. I'm just going to let it sit and cool down on its own. And from what I understand, okay, if you want to do mugs and you can find some like these mugs or some other sublimation mugs, you can sublimate on mugs using a convection, like little toaster convection oven. You can do it. I've heard of it. I've seen people do it. I've seen the results. They have a mug. Some people use a mug wrap. A couple of people don't use a mug wrap. There are mug wraps on Amazon to help hold the heat to the mug. It can be done that way too. Even if you don't have a mug press, you can use a convection oven. But what they're saying is if you use a convection oven, then you need to use that oven only for this, nothing else, because the fumes from the ink, you don't want any of that to be in an oven that you're eating food out of. So if you can find an El Cheapo convection oven on OfferUp or Craigslist, then you can use that to actually sublimate mugs and put them in the oven at 400 degrees and it'll sublimate a mug. Okay, so you guys, do you want to do a bag? Do you want to do the bag? And I wish I had the shoes right here. We could have done the shoes, but I don't know what I've done with their slides. Sorry, they're not technically shoes, they're slides. So how did you enjoy today? We've done mugs, we've done rags, we've done baby blankets. I've shown you can sublimate on an umbrella, and the biggest, my favorite one is the notebook with the sparkles. I'm trying to tell y'all, the stuff is out here. It's out here, is ready, is waiting on you to come get it. If you want to get into sublimation, it doesn't have to be expensive. There are blanks out there that are super expensive. I'm not gonna kid you. I was talking to somebody just the other day about some mugs, drink bottles, sports bottles to sublimate, and the cost from the catalog that I was showing you guys, this JDS, was pretty expensive. It really was. Okay, now these folks are reputable. Everything that they have in here, they have tested over and over. They know that their stuff sublimates well, and they know that it works. And they even have a special crew with this company that can answer sublimation questions for you. So yes, you're paying a little bit high for some of this stuff. Some of the stuff is affordable. I mean, really good price. Like that bag, I think was $8. I think that's all that bag was. The shoes I know are no more than $9 each. So you can get stuff affordably here. Some of the stuff is a little more, like their puzzles to me are way expensive, but that's only because I found some on Amazon that were way less expensive actually, and bigger. All right, so that being the case, you have to shop around a little bit, but you know that the ones you get from here are going to be top notch no matter what. Okay, so these guys are excellent to buy from, but you can find stuff on Amazon. And for those of you who are okay with purchasing from overseas. You can also get blanks from overseas as well on Alibaba.com. So there are options that are out there to help you get started on your sublimation journey, and I have been having a lot of fun, y'all, with doing sublimation. It has been just a lot of fun. Will told me that it would be, and I didn't doubt that. It was just I didn't know that I could get into sublimation so affordably. So now that I know, I wanted to share that with you guys and let you all have just as much fun as I am, even though yes, that means investing for some for some of you who have already stretched your budgets to the limit, and I totally get that. But do as I am telling you, and as I myself have done. Take it one step at a time, by one piece at a time. Even if that means just getting the ink for right now, that's 25 bucks. Get the ink, then go back and get the ink system, which is $60. Then go back and get the printer that you want, you know, just, or get the printer first and then work your way with getting the other parts to it. So that way you're not, you know, spending a whole ton at one time. That's what I did. I had to be patient. It wasn't fun being patient, but it paid off in the long run, and I'm really glad that I did, and I am enjoying every minute of doing this sublimation. So I hope you guys have had fun. Let's see, we could do a puzzle. I kind of don't want to do a puzzle though. Let me see, hold on. I messed up some stuff. I'm just now seeing it. Careful if you use board. Okay, I stopped there. Brenda Wooten Porter. I've been doing sublimation for a few years and was addicted from the start. Now I have to find Family Dollar for those mugs. Yas, make sure they're the color ones and that they have that weird non-ceramic texture to them. Brenda R, use a mug wrap in a convection oven that I bought from Walmart. Works great. You heard it here. I'm trying to tell y'all, this stuff is there. Pamela Hale says, yes, Sharonda, what do I need to start sublimating? You need a sublimation printer. Okay, now you don't have to purchase the high-end sublimation printers unless you have that much money to invest. Go for it, because I would highly suggest you stick with like Sawgrass or Ricoh, the printers that are made for sublimation. But if you can't afford that, because those printers are like a couple of $1,000s, if you can't afford that, then stick with the bottom basement ones. Okay, so there's an Epson. You're welcome, Debbie D. Thank you. Gosh, that's awesome, y'all. I really appreciate y'all support tonight. The 7710 is about $170. The 7720 is about $200. They do have other printers that you can purchase, from what I understand, that are less expensive. But as Will pointed out already, InkXPro, I believe it was, .com. If you go there, they will tell you what cartridges are available and the printers that they correspond with. So you might can find a less expensive printer to use with, yes, InkXPro.com, InkXPro.com, and you can find a printer maybe that's a little less, and you don't have to pay $180. Okay, so that being the case, you can definitely do that. Barbara Nance, it's jdsindustries.com. If you sign up with them and you get an account, they send you a whole huge catalog, because they do more than just sublimation. They also do, hold on, I'm trying to get it to bend correctly. They also do signs and trophies and stuff like that. So they have a ton of catalogs that they will send you. But if you let them know that you're mainly interested in sublimation, they'll make sure you definitely have the sublimation catalog. But you need the printer, you need the ink cartridges that hold the sublimation. We calling it ink, but it's a pigment ink. It's like a gel almost. So to hold that special ink, there's a system with reservoirs, or there's just individual cartridges. Entirely up to you which route you want to take, because they're both two different prices. All right, so you need the ink, you need the printer, you need the cartridges, or that continuous ink system. It's up to you which one you want to do. That's 3 different things you definitely have to have. Then after that, you could invest in sublimation paper, which the images do seem to be a lot more vivid, okay, and more consistent and clear if you use sublimation paper. But you can use regular paper to print with the sublimation ink and press it. It works. I've seen it, I've done it, so I know it does work. So you could even just use that for the time being until you get started and get going, then switch over to the sublimation paper later on. Okay, so those are four things that you want to look at: your printer, your ink, the cartridges for your ink, and paper eventually. And then after that, it's just a matter of finding stuff to sublimate on. Shirts, or because as someone mentioned, shirts from Walmart, $4 roughly a shirt. It's roughly about $4 a shirt. Even the tank tops that are polyester. You can get shirts, you can get umbrellas, you can get now mugs. You have to be careful. Only certain mugs. You can't just go to Dollar Tree and get a mug. It's not gonna work. Okay. As you saw the rags though from Dollar Tree, as long as it says polyester or fleece, you can use those and you can sublimate on that. So that's some of the stuff that you can do to go ahead and get started in doing sublimation. She says yes on the purse. Shannon, he ain't gonna have me sublimating everything tonight. Let me see. So yes, you can get started. It's not super expensive. Sheila Cushberry, everybody says that was awesome. I'm glad y'all liked it. It's a lot of fun. Sublimation is fun. Oh, especially when you sublimating stuff that you really like. Yes, definitely, for sure. Where in the catalog did you get the bags? What page? The bags are on page 89. They're right here. That's SBL 020. SBL 020. And as you see, they have the drawstring bags. They even have bigger bags over here. I didn't get that one. They have tape measures. I mean, y'all, it's so much stuff. We went through the book. Check out live, I think it was last week or the week before, where we went through this book and I showed you everything in this book. Coolers. For those that are going on the custom craft cruise, look for a cooler. You will have a custom cooler to go on the cruise with, because a homegirl is looking out for you. But there's so much stuff in here that you can sublimate on. Here's their puzzles. They have poker chips. I mean, my thing is, what can't you sublimate on? And they have it all in this book right here. So everything that they offer, and then there are other things out there too. Just like they don't have this type notebook with the sequins, but I just told you where you can get this from, didn't I? All right. So yes, definitely, that is awesome. Brenda Golden, it's been great. We'll be joining you in sublimation printing. Holler, show me your stuff. If you're in the hoop group, please post a picture of the stuff you sublimating, because I love to see new things, stuff that's out there, stuff folks are working on, and get new ideas. That was the whole point in going through all of this with you all tonight, to show you that it doesn't have to be expensive to get into doing something new. It really doesn't. Sheila Cushionberry, yeah, but the bigger house I'm gonna need won't be affordable. Oh my gosh, no, that's not, we don't want to go too much bigger. Do you have to have a number? No, but they want you to have a reseller's number, sales tax, for sales taxes. So whatever that reseller tax number, they do want you to have that on file, because they know that you're going to resell the stuff that you're buying from them. So, and I'm this close to considering selling some sublimation stuff, some sublimation blanks. I'm not sure, because that's a huge undertaking, and that would mean I would have to keep things in stock. For the folks who can't do like a reseller's license, try and keep some stuff that they can do. But Amazon is excellent for stuff too, so don't get it twisted. You can get a lot of really good stuff from off of Amazon. Where are the shoes? The shoes, oh yeah, I guess I could have showed you the shoes in the book instead of pressing them, because I have the shoes here. I'd have to, what did I do with the shoes? I don't think they're in that bag. Box. They might be in that box right there. But here are the shoes. They have flip-flops too. I didn't buy the flip-flops, but I have these. See the slides? I have the slides here. So you, just like how that bag, and I pull the flap off, you take the the flap comes separate from the shoe, and you sublimate on the flap, and then you add it to the shoe after you sublimate on the flap. And the same principle applies. You measure the flap from side to side, up and down, to get a good idea of the shape, and then you put your picture on there and you sublimate on it. I've made shoes. Let me see if I can show you, because if you follow me on Instagram, pretty sure I posted the shoes. I may not have, but I'm pretty sure I did, because I was pretty jazzed up about those shoes. Matter of fact, my mom was even jazzed up about these shoes. Yep. Let me see if I can show you. See, these are the shoes that I did with my dad's logo. The one on the white one is before I did them, and this is the printout that I used, and that's how it looked after I did it. The black. So yes, you can do shoes too. Flip-flops, the whole nine. Yeah. All right, Will, have a good night, and we will see you Friday during your live. Let me get back in here and make sure. So Shannon Hingle, you booked your room for the cruise? Yes. Catherine says, what cruise? Okay, so hold on, share. I know I was late, but have you talked about the new Cricut sublimation using the Cricut Easy Press and the sub pens? I have not talked about that. Well, I kind of did briefly, but I didn't go into detail because I did mention that. So I bought some empty ink pens or empty paint pens from Amazon, and I was going to put sublimation ink in this and show you guys how you can do something really similar with the ink pens that Cricut is doing yourself with these from off of Amazon. The only huge difference is the ink pens for Cricut will fit in the Cricut machine. So the Cricut machine will be writing with those sublimation pens for you, which I think is beyond awesome. I mean, like, super duper awesome sauce. That sells me on the Cricut, just those pens, not the other stuff, because I can do the other stuff myself. But those pens, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So that is a really neat feature of those pens. But otherwise, I haven't thought too much about doing the oh, Kim Smith, you got your catalogs from JDS. Yes, you're welcome. You are welcome. Awesome class, thank you. Sandra Clement says the press, my heat press is in the description below. So yeah, those sub pens, I think that's really cool. Now, Catherine, who asked, the cruise is going, Shannon Hingle, how do you get to watch Will's videos? If you scroll up in the chat and right beside Carolina Thread Place, he has the picture of his image of the spool. Just click that and you can see where it says go to channel, and it'll take you to his channel, and you can subscribe there and watch his lives on Friday nights at 8 p.m. But on May 18th, 2020, so next year, you got just under a year to book a custom craft cruise. Okay, so I am hosting a crafting cruise where we will have classes on board to teach certain crafts on the cruise, during the cruise. Okay, so you don't have to take any classes if you don't want to. It's completely voluntary to do a class. You don't have to, but we are going to get together as a huge group and have a lot of fun. I am super excited. We have already sold out of the first batch of rooms that Carnival had on hold for us, and now we're working on the second batch of rooms that Carnival has on hold for us. Now, it is a 4-night cruise, so we'll be sailing out Monday from Port Canaveral, Florida, headed to the Bahamas. We're going to enjoy some time in the Bahamas. Then we're going to go to Carnival's private island, Half Moon Bay, I think is the name of it, for 1 day. And then after that, we sail back and we return back to Port Canaveral, Florida on Friday. So it's an all-week cruise, all right? And it is going to be totally awesome, all right? So we're going to have a brother scan and cut silhouette class, all right? So that's already set to be done on the day we get on the cruise, the night we get on the cruise. So Monday night is the brother scan and cut and the silhouette and crafting with vinyl class. Okay, that's heat transfer vinyl and yeah, heat transfer vinyl and using it with the cutting machine. Okay, so give me a second, let me look at this, because I'm gonna forget all of this, all of the classes that I'm saying, and I want to make sure that I tell them correctly. Now I will tell you this first though, because I had to submit the class schedule to Carnival to book the room for the classes. I have not received confirmation that our room has been booked off for us. Okay, so until I know for sure we have that room for all of those classes that I have set up, I haven't put out prices for the classes or anything yet. I know when the classes are supposed to be, I know who's teaching what classes, and I know about how much the classes might be, but I'm not going to say anything on the price until I know for sure that we have a classroom, because otherwise this is going to be a hangout and have a good time with other crafters cruise, and that's kind of not what folks is going on this cruise for. So I really need Carnival to, you know, come through for us. But I did drag my feet on getting the class schedule to them, so that's partly my fault. So let me pull this up and make sure that I have this information right here. Okay, here we go. So we are looking at Embrilliance. Silhouette class is Monday, 6 p.m. Embrilliance Stitch Artist, which is teaching how to digitize with Embrilliance. That's roughly, now this can change based on the instructors, if they fill them out and they all get together and decide they want these times. Then I know Monday is set. So Tuesday, 10 a.m. we have Embrilliance. Sew What Pro is going to be Tuesday, 2 p.m. and then a Cricut class will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. We have Rhinestones, and doing Rhinestones with the Cricut and possibly the Silhouette together Wednesday, 10 a.m. We have a soap making class, 2 hours, Tuesday at 2 p.m. Then we have a business class, getting started with your business, setting up your business and that type stuff, 2 hours, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Then we have a quilting class Thursday, 10 a.m. Screen printing class Thursday at 1 p.m. Then we have Sew Art digitizing class Thursday, 3 p.m. And then Thursday at 6 p.m. is the cruise wrap up jam. The cruise wrap up jam. I want to be out there live, Lido deck, acting plum fool with y'all, having an excellent time, dancing what little bit of booty dancing I can do, because I don't dance at all very well, but I'm gonna have a fun time with each and every last one of you. So I am really looking forward to this. We have gift bags for those who have their cruise booked and paid for. We also have special extra goodie bags for those who book classes for the classes that they're going to be in. We'll have special identification for those who sign up for the classes, so that we'll know what classes you'll be in and you've paid for, so that you can be there. There are also going to be free, just basic information classes as well. They'll be brief. They'll be like 30 minutes where you can come find the basics of each one of these things, and then there'll be the actual class for those who have paid for the class. So there's going to be some information for each class that you can get for free, but the meat of the classes will be paid for. So that is the information for the cruise. I am going to go ahead and put down here customcraftcruise.com. That is my official website to the information for the cruise. But what I'm also going to do, if you want to, there's a page on there, and right now for the life of me, because I'm tired, I can't remember exactly where it is, but there is a link directly to where you book the cruise and you sign up for your room. Okay, the cost of the cruise right now depends upon the type of room that you choose. Okay, so balcony and overlooking the ocean is going to be a lot more expensive than an interior room. I don't control the price of the cruise. The price of the cruise is based on the actual Carnival price. Okay, so they gave us group pricing, but I didn't upcharge the cruise at all, none whatsoever, because each of the classes is what's going to make the difference for those that want to take classes. So the prices are subject to change, but if you go ahead and put your deposit in, your price doesn't change. Okay, so there's two different deposit options. One deposit is $50. Okay, the $50 deposit per person. Each room has to have 2 people in it. So you and whomever is cruising with you have to put down $50 each at the same time to hold your cabin. Okay, so $100 for 2 people per cabin, non-refundable for your cruise. Okay, now if you have your other person and you want to pay $150 per person, so $150 for you, $150 for the other person, so $300, then your booking of your cabin is refundable up until January. Okay, so if something happens and you decide you can't make it on the cruise and you need to cancel, you will get your deposit back if it's $150 per person, but the $50 per person is not refundable. Okay, so you have 2 options to book your cruise and to hold your cabin. Okay, it used to be you could put down 25. That's not anymore. That's not even an option. So it's either 50 or 150 per person, and it has to be 2 people at the same time. Okay, so that being said, I am over the top super excited about all the folks that have already booked. Thank you all so very much. My booking agent keeps me informed regularly about who all has signed up for the cruise and how many folks we got, and I am just completely floored and humbled by how many people have actually signed up for this cruise. And that's without even knowing when the classes are going to be and how much the classes are. You guys are just like, we ready, we want to sail, we want to have a good time. And I am thoroughly appreciative to everyone who has signed up. And if you can't go on the cruise, if for whatever reason you're not able to cruise, whether it be because you don't want to, or you don't have the funds to cruise, or you can't cruise, motion sickness or whatever the case may be, there is also a planned retreat just prior to the cruise in Florida, in Port Canaveral, Florida area, where we will have a 1-day retreat for embroidery, for scan and cut, for silhouette, on location. We're not sure the location just yet. We're still locking that down, between myself and So Stephanie Says and Designs by Little B there in Florida. Okay, so we may even add a couple of other instructors in with that, depending upon how things go. Okay, so even if you can't go on the cruise, you actually can come down, and this is going to be like, we're selling out Monday, so this will probably be Sunday or either the Saturday before the cruise, where we will all be down there in Florida anyway, and you're welcome to come down and hang out with all of the folks that's going on the cruise and that are down there a little early, and we can still have just as good a time before we actually set sail and get on the ship. Okay, so this is just really awesome information. I have enjoyed imparting the sublimation information for you. I don't have room on the class schedule to add sublimation. I kind of wish I did. Right now I don't, unless I can squeeze it in some kind of way. But for right now we don't. But the other classes are super exciting, and I am just really looking forward to meeting each one of you that's going on the cruise or coming down for the retreat. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. It is 10 o'clock. Lord Heavenly Father, I have been on here 2 hours. 2 hours. No wonder my throat is acting up. So I am going to sign off with you guys, sublimate the other side of my book, and then post a picture in the Hoop group and on Instagram. So if you connect with me there, you will see either one at both locations. So I appreciate you all. I look forward to seeing those that are coming down on the cruise. Thank you for spending your 2 hours with me this evening. I definitely appreciated that. And more than that, I definitely want to say thank you to Miss Carol Coleman, to Miss Debbie D, for your super chats. And I do see that there's a couple of other things. Will gave a donation as well. Miss Barbara Nance, I always appreciate the support that you guys give to this channel. It is invaluable. It is appreciated, and I am humbled. I definitely want to say a hearty gratitude, measure of thanks for you. So you guys have an excellent night. Get the sublimating. Don't forget embroidering. And above all, we want you to take care and have fun. But aside from anything else that you do, we want you to have happy embroidering. I look forward to talking to you guys again next week, next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys have a great night. Bye.